Hi team, welcome to this solution spotlight on enhancing accounting with iManage's knowledge as an AI solutions. I'm Jeff Anderson, I'm the Solutions Director at OIA. We're a long-time iManage partner and we've been working with customers in the accounting and financial services space to help take care of their information and knowledge for over 20 years now. Now, if you're like me, you might remember a time when starting a new job, taking on a new project, or getting to know a new client meant gathering a whole bunch of documents, letters, emails, and other information, perhaps printing it out, going through those documents paragraph by paragraph, taking notes, highlighting words, all with the aim of finding those nuggets or tiny specks of gold, which we all know can take hours, if not days. Now with iManage AI, sifting through pages and pages of documents looking for answers is certainly a thing of the past, and this is just one way that iManage is using both AI and other technologies to help accountants and their clients get better value from their time. Now, we know that for accountants in particular, your clients are coming back to you year after year, so you do have a large stockpile of client information that you can draw on if you can find those nuggets in the documents. And while we're working through all of this, it's important to remember that security is still a top concern, and you want to be looking for a platform-based AI solution that's embedded in your existing information and knowledge repository, where you've already made the investment to take care of your content, manage it, and secure it appropriately. And this is key to the iManage AI advantage. If you think about it like this, you don't want to be taking your content out of your system to an AI platform. You want to be bringing AI to your content. Likely some of you will already be aware of iManage's core solution being a cloud-native document and email management system that accountants use to organise and manage their knowledge and information, and this now includes technologies like artificial intelligence. But you certainly don't have to take our word for it. You can see that we've got customers in a broad range of different services and tiers in the accounting and financial services space. And these guys already love and trust iManage to help them to be productive in a secure environment, leveraging iManage's trusted security, reliability, and certifications, which are all important to both yourself and your clients. And as you can see, it's not just the top tier accounting firms who can take advantage of iManage's solutions. Good example here where RSM has made significant savings by implementing Work 10, and they continue to improve by implementing iManage's modern features and also iManage AI. At this point, I think it's important to highlight that iManage certainly plays really well in the accounting technology ecosystem. And we've got a suite of tools, integrations, and workflows that are going to help to improve your collaboration no matter what systems you're using. Now onto our demo. Today we're focusing on a business advisory workflow, which is streamlined and enhanced using various iManage solutions, including iManage AI, of course. Now, in this scenario, we're acting, or I'll be acting as a manager and a fee earner at ABC Accountants. And ABC Accountants have got a client, Beach Hub, and they operate a co-working space near popular beaches around Australia. And ABC Accountants has been their trusted advisor for many years. Now, Beach Hub now have plans to grow their business, and they'd like ABC Accountants to review some leases and give advice on their expansion plans. Now, of course, we've got a number of reports that talk to AI's return on investment for accountants specifically. But what I really hope to show you as part of this demonstration is how you actually save that 10 to 30 minutes of time and effort per document, in this case leases, and remembering that at present we can analyse up to 50 documents at a time that are saved in the iManage DMS. So let's move on and see some of these features in action. We're going to work through the life cycle of the engagement, and throughout that, we'll be able to demonstrate how various iManage features can dramatically improve your timeliness, productivity, and the quality of your work. So first, we're going to have a look at how iManage's integrations can help improve efficiency. So we've always got somewhere to take care of our knowledge. We'll see how seamless email and document management can help organise your information and ensure compliance. Now, while task management and workflows are often built into other systems like practice management systems, what we'll see today is how iManage can manage content-related tasks in place in the DMS. Next, we'll have a look at the power of iManage AI, and this is both in reviewing documents as well as finding answers efficiently and accurately. And finally, we're going to see the use of iManage features, including some of the AI technologies, for collaborating, drafting, and finalising jobs. So let's get stuck into it now. So the first part of the demonstration is automated workspace creation. So you can imagine we've created a job in our practice management system for Beach Hub Business Advisory, and that's going to flow through to iManage and create a workspace. So let's take a look. So whichever practice management system you're using, in this case, we've got Xero XPM, you're going to have client and job entered with a whole bunch of information, including things like job number, start date, the manager or the partner involved. And these are going to sync seamlessly into your iManage DMS. What does that look like? So that syncing seamlessly into your iManage DMS is going to create a workspace which brings across all of the key information from your practice management system, and it creates a folder structure which is relevant to the type of work. In this case, it's a business advisory job, and we're providing advice to a client. So the next part of here is email and document management. So we've got that workspace created in iManage, and we've had an initial communication with the client, and we've asked them to send us those leases to review. And we're going to use iManage's core features of email and document management to store the emails and leases in the DMS. So here we've got this existing thread going with my client. They've replied and sent through the leases. And because I've got that existing thread going, iManage is automatically going to file that email into the Beach Hub Business Advisory workspace for me. Then I can go ahead and have a look at the attachments that have been sent by the client. So here in one step, I can save all 3 of those attached leases into the correct iManage workspace. In this case, because I've been working on Beach Hub, it's taken me straight to the Beach Hub workspace. Once I've done that, those leases are going to be immediately available in my DMS in that documents folder, so my fee earners or anyone else on my engagement team can find and access those documents if they're appropriate to work on that particular job. Now we're looking at iManage's built-in task management. Now, as I said before, we know you might have a more advanced sort of task management in your practice management system maybe, but iManage's task management allows you to stay focused around the documents. So in the example today, the manager is going to assign a task to the fee earner to review the leases and come up with a draft letter of advice. So from the same place in iManage Work, we can create a new task. So we're going to go down through the context menu and create a new task in Tracker. We can give the task a name or a description. Because we're already in the Beach Hub Business Advisory workspace, it's going to create the task in that same location. We can assign it to a fee earner, give it a due date. We've got that all-important link back to the documents in the DMS, and they can be linked back to a folder, an email, or a document. Give it a status and some notes. Go ahead and add that task. And then the fee earner will now have a new task pop up in their task list, and or they may have received an email alert letting them know they've got a new task that they need to take care of. So now the leases have been stored in iManage. We're going to see how easy it is to pull key information out of common documents using iManage enrichment. Then we'll show you how to ask questions of documents to extract information from lots of documents at once using iManage AI. All of this is going to help you as the fee earner to build out that draft business advice for the client as quickly, efficiently, and accurately as possible. Now, here's iManage AI enrichment in action. As those documents are saved into DMS, iManage AI is trained to identify the document type and assign a classification. And you can see in this case, Ask iManage, iManage's AI solution has determined that these are agreements, they're leases, and in fact, they're commercial leases. And on top of that, because they've been identified as commercial leases, iManage AI knows that it can also pull out key data points and save them as extended metadata against that particular document or file. And being leases, here we've extracted things like the governing law, the agreement date, and the parties involved, such as the lessor and the lessee. Now we're getting to the cool stuff with Ask iManage, which is where the LLM technology comes into place. But firstly, I just wanted to introduce you to this concept of a question list. Now, question lists can be created and published in your DMS about any document type. And in this case, we're going to show you extracting answers from leases. And this is where you can put together a bunch of commonly used questions that you want a consistent approach to analysing particular types of documents in your system as part of your workflow. In this case, we're looking at leases. So we're going to want to find information like who are the parties for the lease, what's the annual rent, how much is the security deposit, who's responsible for maintenance, renewal options, and of course, is there a termination clause? So here's Ask iManage in action. As the fee owner's got that task with the link back to that documents folder, they can select the leases that they need to analyse and launch that Ask iManage tool. From here, we can select one of the question lists. In this case, we're going to use the lease review basics, which have been saved and shared to our organisation. And hitting the Ask button, iManage is going to ask all of those questions, those 6 questions of each of the leases that have been selected. And remember, at the moment, we can do up to 50. And it's going to display the answers in an easily digestible table. And each of those answers is supported by evidence pools. And this allows the fee earner to verify the answers and then see where in the document those answers came from. And this is important when dealing with AI solutions to verify and validate the answers you're getting back from the AI solution. If needed, the fee earner can of course export the answers out to an Excel file, and this is handy for future analysis or sharing with colleagues. Once a question list has been asked, and we go back to the list of documents there, the answers that have come from that question list are actually saved with the document for future reference by myself or other people in my organisation. And then if I do have other ad hoc questions, I can also ask them here. So the fee earner is asking what happens in the event of damage to the property, and Ask iManage finds the answer in the selected lease, along with any evidence pools for where the answer came from. Now, finally, we're going to collaborate on the advice that was drafted by the fee earner using iManage's built-in co-authoring tools. And then we're going to draft an email using Ask iManage, and we're going to send that email and the advice off to the client. So let's take a look. So as the manager, the draft advice has been reassigned to me for review using iManage Tracker. And from that task, I can launch a preview of the draft advice letter directly in the iManage work interface. And as the manager here, I can review the structure, the content, and the general gist of the advice. But before I finalise this and send it off to my client, I'm going to use Ask iManage to triple check the content of the document. So here I can ask, is there any errors, and please display them in a table. And you can see Ask iManage has found a few errors here, including numerical errors, consistency issues with language used, and some calculation issues in the advice as well. But today, the manager wants to focus particularly on that numerical error, where the total monthly rent has been mistyped. So because we're doing all of this in the DMS, the manager can collaborate with the fee earner directly by opening this document up in native co-authoring mode, remembering that this is all in place in the DMS. We're not having to take the document out. So the manager can make that correction, save the document, and then can finalize this letter of advice by saving the Word document as a new PDF version, ready for sharing with the client. Once that PDF is created, you can see it here in my document list. I can use Ask iManage to draft an informal email to the client, summarising the advice that's in that letter of advice. So you can see here, Ask iManage has drafted that email with a summary of the document and of course the all-important evidence pills, so the manager can be sure that the summary is accurate and where it got the summary information from. There we can copy that drafted email body and go ahead and create a new email with the PDF'd finalised letter of advice attached. Of course, we can go ahead and paste that draft email body into the email. At this point, it's important for the manager to review the content and the structure and the information and make sure it's correct. We always need to do that with AI generated answers. We're going to sign that off. And then as we start filling out details like setting up the client as the recipient of the email, you can see iManage is suggesting that perhaps we want to file this email away in the Beach Hub Business Advisory workspace, and then we can go ahead and send that and be confident the email has gone off to the client with the letter attached, beautifully summarized email, and we can go ahead and get on with our next job. So let's recap on what we just saw. We used the iManage and Xero integration to auto-create client and job workspaces in iManage. We've got a number of customers using that solution in production today. We also used iManage's seamless email and document management features to ensure our content is saved and cared for. And this is where RSM saves millions each year in saved productivity costs. We used iManage Tracker to assign a task to a fee earner, and the tasks had the context of the documents that were saved in the DMS. Then we used iManage AI to classify and enrich documents as they were being saved into the DMS. And we used a predefined question list to effortlessly extract answers from documents in the DMS. And then, of course, finally, we used Ask iManage to check our document for errors. We drafted an email summary of the document. Plus, we used iManage's built-in co-authoring to collaborate on this document. And remembering, this is all in place. Both the co-authoring and the Ask iManage solution did not require any of your documents to leave the document management system. So what are we seeing out there in the field? I thought it'd be interesting just to give you a really brief picture of what our customers have started using some of these technologies for. And the first one is what we've already shown you today, which is the extraction of answers, which can be applied to leases, looking at taxation advice, business advice, or maybe working on family matters. Another one that's popped up is the review of trust deeds. Onboarding and bulk processing of content has come up. So if you think about how many documents you have to review when you take on a new client, of course, iManage's AI solutions are going to help you to streamline and reduce the amount of time and effort taken to onboard those clients. And the last thing is drafting and summarization. Now, this is a fairly stock standard feature of any AI solution today, but you might be using something like ChatGPT or Copilot, but you really want to be keeping this information in your DMS of choice. So this is where platform-based AI technologies like Ask iManage are going to ensure the security of your documents. Remember, this is a case where we're not taking your content out to the AI, we're bringing AI to your content. So I trust that from this demo today, you've seen how iManage AI can help you find that gold or those tiny specks of gold in your documents. But now it's up to you. You need to craft that gold into something valuable. Hopefully that's been useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit us up on our website or contact your account manager if you need any more information. See you later.